Joining us now, we've got Daniel Schreiber, who is the Lemonade CEO. Daniel, always a pleasure to grab some time with you here, and thanks so much for joining us. Walk us through these results and how you're looking at 2025.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that you framed it as a miss on Q4. I think it's been taken as a comfortable exceed on Q4 by just about everybody. We'll talk about guidance in a second, but this was by far and away and by any measure pretty much the best quarter for the company ever. So fifth consecutive quarter of accelerating growth. We saw 2x or 100% growth in our gross profit year on year. Our expense line remained flat pretty much, or even negative in real terms. So we saw tremendous AI efficiencies kicking in, all of which resulted in $48 million of positive free cash flow, which came in. We weren't expecting 2024 to be cash flow positive. We were expecting that to be next year. It came in about a year ahead of time. So I think top line, expense lines, gross profit, bottom line cash flow, everything came in ahead of our own expectations, let alone the streets. Guiding for 2025, we think we're going to do exactly what we have continuously said, which is continue to see acceleration in 2025 towards 30-something% next year. So we guided to continued acceleration. We guided to consecutive EBITDA improvement towards EBITDA break even and profitability towards the end of next year. So from our perspective, this is entirely in line with what we've said we were going to do all along. So we're feeling pretty good, excellent about the results and pretty good about the path ahead.
Daniel, when it comes to the California wildfires, something that was discussed a couple of times here on the earnings call that you just wrapped up earlier this morning, I'm curious what that overhang looks like for your business.
Yeah, so obviously the California wildfires were devastating for the communities in Los Angeles, and that includes many, many of our customers. We saw approximately or approaching 1,000 of our customers suffer during the fires. So we've been very busy tending to their claims as best we can. And turns out that the best we can is pretty good. We were able to settle hundreds of claims within the hour of them being submitted, oftentimes while the fires were still raging. We monitor customer satisfaction pretty closely, and at a delicate and sensitive and difficult time like these fires, being there for customers, reassuring them that even if their home has gone, at least the insurance company is going to pay up in full and instantly is hugely important. And if you look at the customer satisfaction scores, the CSAT out of 5, we scored 4.98 with a 91% NPS, which is really off the chart. So we've certainly stood the test of were we there for our customers. In terms of the financial impact, there were estimates that Lemonade would have to pay out as much as $200 million just looking at our market share. In fact, we are going to be incurring something like $45 million of gross losses. And because we have pretty sophisticated and conservative reinsurance structures, the ultimate impact on our EBITDA this year and in Q1 will be as modest as $20 million. So our people, our systems, and our financial structures were all tested by these devastating cataclysmic events. And I think they were all true to the moment.
Daniel, how much of that increased efficiency that you were talking about is driven specifically by AI? And if so, then how much more investment maybe are you thinking about allocating to that to further improve your business?
It's overwhelmingly about AI. We saw 100% growth in our revenue over the course of the last couple of years with 10% decline in our headcount. So we're doing a lot more, servicing many, many more customers, selling more products in more geographies, and doing it with fewer people. We're not doing it with less intelligence at work. We're doing it just with less human intelligence at work. And each of our customer support agents and each of our claims agents and each of our engineering programmers, et cetera, they are all managing to output far, far more than once they could. Almost all our policies are sold entirely by AI, something like 98% without human intervention. And that is also true of the majority of our claims, which are settled without a human ever needing to be in the loop. So you crush costs through the use of AI while delighting consumers who get instant everything without any kind of nonsense that they associate with insurance typically. We think there's a lot still to be done. As LLMs and other models continue to progress, the challenges that once, and when I say once, 6 months ago seemed insurmountable to them, are becoming easy for LLMs to handle. You can start moving from app interfaces to email interfaces, SMS, and we've already started showing some of the voice interfaces that we're doing. So we think that that trend has a lot of legs and will run for quite a while.
Daniel Schreiber, CEO of Lemonade, thanks so much for taking the time to join us.
Good to be with you.